Good morning, guys. I know it has been about a week since you guys have seen my face, so hi, I'm alive. It is Friday morning. It's about 8:30. You want these? Grammy sent us some stickers. It's about 8:30 and we actually have somewhere that we need to be in an hour, and I'm hoping, probably very optimistic thinking, but I'm hoping I can get some coffee before we have to leave. So hopefully I can get all my morning stuff done super quick. Dude, Grammy sent you these stickers. Little witches. We are just gonna do a super simple breakfast, and thankfully I have these muffins that I made yesterday, so he can have one of those. These are just the banana pumpkin chocolate chip muffins I made the other day. I'll put the recipe down below in case anybody is interested. Is it good? Thank you. Good job. You're a messy boy. I thought you were done. You said all done. Hey Siri, what time is it?
It's 8:58 a.m.
Okay, dude, we gotta get going. Oh my goodness, is there a line in here? Water. Good morning, guys. So thinking I was going to get Dunkin' this morning was definitely wishful thinking. It is almost 9:20 right now, which is literally the exact time we would have had to leave to get there on time. We live really close to our pediatrician's office. Well, actually, I didn't even tell you where we're going. Let's just start off by saying that I have had a really rough week, and I'll talk more about like why the beginning of my week was so rough. We'll put it nicely. Taryn needs his flu shot, so we are going to do that today, and hopefully he has good response to it. He's never had a bad response to any vaccination ever, so hopefully it goes good and we don't end our week on a bad note. I gave him some Tylenol. He's also teething. He's got a bottom molar coming in. He's been doing pretty good with it, but we've given him Tylenol a couple times, again, just to kind of help him out a little bit. But yes, we are on our way to Taryn's pediatrician's office right now. Of course, there's a train. Just my freaking luck. Okay, we are finished at the doctor's, and now I need coffee. And you know, I've been thinking about Dunkin' all day, so I'm gonna get Dunkin', and then we are gonna talk about how my week started and why it was such a bad week to begin with. I do want to say that Taryn did really good with his flu shot. The nurse or whoever did it told me to lay him on the bed and hold his arms down while she gave it to him, but I kind of like cradled him a little and just like left his legs on the bed. I didn't want to argue with her, but at the same time I just feel like I don't want to be held down when I get a vaccination, so I just held him and like I've been reading a little bit about like comfort holds when you do vaccinations. So he watched her do the shot and he didn't cry. And then once she put the Band-Aid on, he fussed for like a second, and then that was it, and he's fine now. So I am a little hopeful that he'll be cuddly today, but so far he seems pretty much unfazed. But yes, I need my coffee and I cannot vlog while I'm really driving. So I will see you guys in a minute after I get my coffee.
Yeah. There you go.
Thanks, have a good day. Okay guys, so we are officially back from Taryn getting his flu shot. I got my Dunkin'. In case you're wondering, I got a iced pumpkin coffee with almond milk. And yeah, this is serious though. If you have any recommendations for good iced coffees at Dunkin', leave them down below. I don't really like getting flavor swirls in my coffee, but recently I just haven't been able to find anything good. Can I help you? So I know I mentioned earlier, and it's probably the title of this video too, but I had a really bad week, or not really a bad week, but a really rough start to the week, and I have a few stories to tell you guys about what happened. So grab a snack and let's chat about my rough beginning of the week. Jonathan started his surgery rotation this week and his hours have been honestly crazy. Surgery rotation is not in the hospital in the town that we're in. It's about an hour away, so he has an hour commute there and an hour commute back every single day, so 2 hours of driving. He gets there pretty early in the morning. He definitely leaves here before 6 o'clock. He hasn't gotten home before 6:30, I think, once. But he can work as late as 8 o'clock. So I have really been solo parenting it up in here lately, which is fine, but it means that I have a lot more responsibility here, because when Jonathan has like a normal like 7 to 5 schedule or whatever, he usually takes Lola out in the mornings. If he comes home for lunch, he takes Lola out then. Like usually Lola's a lot of his responsibility, and so having to add that to my plate, it's not a ton of work, but it is more work than I'm used to. Already having to do taking care of a toddler. Event doesn't really have much to do with having to take Lola potty, but Monday I decided I was gonna vlog for you guys, and I started our vlog and I was loading Taryn in the car, and I had opened the garage door and Lola was eating, so I thought she was nice and distracted. So I didn't close the door all the way, but like I closed it most of the way. You would have to push it in from the outside, like you have to be in the garage and push it in to open the door. So I don't really know how this happened, but the garage door was open. I was putting Taryn in his car seat and Lola somehow scratched the door or whatever. She got out. Lola, hey. I'll be right back, buddy. I'm sorry. What are you doing? You're sitting in your box? You want out? Are you stuck? But anyway, she got out, and so I had to take Taryn and throw him in the kitchen by himself, and he's obviously crying because he doesn't like to be left alone and he wanted his mom. And then I had to run after Lola, and she probably ran over a half a mile, and we live on an industrial road. There's warehouses across the street from us, so there's always semis driving on the road that we're on, and I really almost watched my dog get killed by a semi. I told Jonathan that, and I feel like that's what you would say when you're exaggerating a story, but no, like I was running after Lola, and then I saw a semi coming, and so I stopped running after her because I didn't want her to run in the street, and of course she freaking ran in the street. And so I turned my head because I didn't want to watch her get squished by a semi. I heard the semi slam on his brakes, and then I look and Lola's fine. So I'm so thankful that he slowed down and saw her and did not hit her, because literally Lola would not be here today if that guy did not slam on his brakes. Once that happened, she continued to run. On the road that we live in, it's like a long road, and then there's sidewalk on one side of the road, and then eventually the sidewalk stops and you're just like industrial, train tracks, all that stuff. And once the sidewalk stopped, that's where she stopped running away from me. So I finally got her, but then I had to carry her all the way home, which again is like another half a mile. Definitely over half a mile. I'm not for sure the exact distance. She is 35 pounds, and I had to chase her How's my coffee smell? How's it smell? Good?
Mom?
No, you don't need any. I had to carry her all the way home, and when I was walking by, one of our neighbors, like 5 houses down from us, I would say, goes, and she's like, well, that's why you should put a leash on her. Like, she was being nice, but the comment just like made me mad. But anyway, I finally got Lola home, and Taryn was so upset. It probably was 15-20 minutes, if not longer, that he had been by himself crying for me in the kitchen, which makes me feel awful, but I really didn't have any other choice. And like, he was safe, he couldn't like get into anything harmful. It just was upsetting, which I understand. That was my Monday, and after that happened, I was literally exhausted. I was sore for days from running after Lola and having to carry her all the way home, and honestly, it just ruined my whole mood for Monday. I was supposed to go grocery shopping. I didn't go grocery shopping. We had like Taco Bell or something for dinner. Like, it was a mess. So on Tuesday, Jonathan had to be at work at like 6:30 in the morning, so he had to leave at 5:30, and so I had to take Lola out in the morning. And normally when I take Lola out in the mornings, I take her out while Taryn's eating breakfast like I did today, but thankfully I did not do that, because I think that I would have had a full-on panic attack had I done that. Taryn ate breakfast, and then I took Lola out after I like got him out of his high chair and stuff. I took her to the bathroom, and then when I went to go back inside, I realized that the door was locked and I didn't have my phone. And obviously Taryn was inside by himself. To add to all of that, it was like 40 degrees and pouring rain. I had no idea what to do, but I just started knocking on doors. No one answered. I knocked on 3 people's doors, and then I saw a car drive by and pull up, and it happened to have been the lady that told me that Lola should be wearing a leash the other day. And I'm sobbing. I'm really upset. I think after people weren't answering the door, it was starting to make me really upset. So I went up to her and I asked her if I could use her phone to call the police, because I was locked out of my house and my baby was inside. And she was like, oh honey, you should call your landlord. And I couldn't even think of my landlord's name. Finally, I did figure it out. Thankfully, I live in a town small enough where the last name of my landlord meant something to this person, and I really think it's such a good thing that none of my other neighbors answered their doors. Not such a good thing, but it ended up being easier that she was the person that I ended up going to, because she had a friend that knew like the daughter of my landlord, and so she called a couple people, got the phone number that she needed, and we were finally able to get in contact with someone to come unlock my door. Looking back on it, it doesn't like sound as traumatic as it was, but like, I was sobbing, I was very upset. She drove me back to my house, and I stood outside listening to Taryn cry for me. We have a window at the front of our house, and every time I take Lola out, I'm always like, go look out the window, and I'll like wave at him and like try and keep him entertained. He was like looking out the window, crying, his eyes were puffy. He had snot running down his nose. His water was empty, and he kept telling me water and like giving it to me to get him more, but I obviously was on the other side of the window, and that just broke me. I was literally sobbing in front of a stranger. I looked a mess. It was 8:30 in the morning. Like, it just wasn't a good time, and the guy took like 5 minutes to get here to unlock my door. The whole process probably took 45 minutes, but just to know that Taryn was inside crying for his mom that whole time is just heartbreaking. And to know that 2 days in a row he was locked inside wondering when his mom was going to come back, it could make me cry thinking about it right now. It gives me major mom guilt, but it is what it is. He's totally fine. He was totally safe. But yeah, that was the start to our week, and it wasn't great. It really left me not having very much motivation. I cried a lot on Tuesday. It's so silly because like now I'm not emotional about it, but on Tuesday, your girl was crying all day. It doesn't help that we live 7.5 hours away from any other person that I know besides Jonathan. So I don't have anyone that I could call for help. And I don't have anyone that lives in the town that I live in that cares that I'm having a bad day. Jonathan got home on Tuesday just in time to put Taryn to bed. Actually, I think I had to keep Taryn up a little bit. So Jonathan didn't even get home until like 7:45. Like, I had no one to talk to, and it was really hard. But we are having a better day. Our week has turned around. I've learned to not go outside without my keys and my phone. So yeah, that's all for this little story time. Taryn has been asking me to watch Moana, so I think we're gonna do that. And then he's gonna take a little MAP soon. And then we're gonna try and be productive and continue our bad week turn good.